Hi everyone, let's talk about AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen, the first Simcast from Max. Yes, HBO Max. Yes, guys, this was the first Comcast for Max. Let's talk about it, guys. AEW Fight for the Fallen comes on the air with a new intro music. I am so excited by the Pointed Girls, which a lot of people said the song sucks. I think the song is all right, which is cool for old school people, in my opinion. As Excalibur welcomes along with Tony Schiavone and the greatest tournament wrestlers, Con- Con- Continental Champion Okada is shown walking backstage before Excalibur runs down the card. Then comments from John Moxley backstage after Rules End is shown with bullets start flying and things get real, and it's very different how they normally act. And Moxley says Maria Shafir took the bullet and he expects nothing less from a soldier but his side, and he grabs the entire AEW our our sentence. I can't pronounce the word, but our Argentin by the strap and have guided through a pandemic, which is true. John Moxley carried this freaking company during the pandemic in 2020. I give respect to John Moxley, which is facts. That is just facts, man. Facts. And taking bullets after bullet, and you will destroy AW's world. I'll say it again, guys. Taking bullet after bullet, and he will destroy AEW world title before he lets anyone else get in their greedy, soulless, um, criminal fingers on it ever again. And Moxley knows what Adam Copeland is all about, and Death Riders aren't rebels and no one has authority over them, as Moxley is the king at Rosette and Copeland was just the loudest guy in the room. Then backstage at Dynamite, rated FTR talks about the main event, and Adam Copeland says if Death Riders want to take out his friends, then it's time to fight back. And Adam Copeland knows he's sicker than John Moxley. This should be fun, and that's what happened right there. Then we had Adam Page versus Orange Cassidy, which was a great match. With Adam Page and Orange Cassidy. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Both trade finishers since at the bell, but are countered repeatedly into a soulmate. And Adam Page, no soul forearm, and chopping Orange Cassidy in the corner as Excalibur plugs how all Dynamite episodes and special events from 2019 are now available on Max, which is true, guys. You can watch it on Max, which is really good and stuff, guys. Really good stuff on Max, I'm telling you guys. Really good stuff you can watch on Max right now. But hopefully they'll get 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 on there in the future. And then Adam Page plants Orange Cassidy to the floor with a springboard lariat before sending him crashing into the barricade. Despise early chants from him, and Adam Page flips the crowd off, but was distracted too long as Orange Cassidy backdrops out of a powerbomb mitt and delivers 10 punches on the barricade. Back inside, Adam Page caught a crossbody and delivers a fallaway slam into the corner for two, and Orange Cassidy gets a near fall PK and a Sundog Billionaire that sends Adam Page outside where he wanted a dive, but Adam Page caught him, and Orange Cassidy offends an apron powerbomb, but not a fallaway slam up the ramp, putting Adam Page in control during the break. Then Adam Page wanted a buckshot, but OC rolls to the floor and forcing Adam Page to get chased, and they repeatedly the spot starts angering Adam Page even more as OC puts his hands in his pocket and hits the drop kick. Keep up float over in the corner and slams Adam Page repeatedly into the buckle, and OC wanted a top rope DDT was caught, and Adam Page wanted a land dark but OC countered into a Sid's DDT, and OC fired up a little kicks and hits a Trish kick, but Adam Page no sell into a lariat, and Adam Page wanted the buckshot, but Orange Cassidy counters into a beach break for two and a sold Sisley, and Orange Cassidy connects on a Sin's orange punch, but Adam Page rolls to the apron only to eat another Orange Cassidy around stop around to go for the home run shot, but Adam Page flips over into the block shot and gets the victory in a great opener, which was fun, guys, which was fun, I'm telling you. Man, I loved it. I'm telling you, I loved it, man. Even though Adam Page won, I loved it, man. Then post-match, Adam Page attacks one more connecting on Sisley Dead Eyes till the ref and Christopher Daniels run out, and Christopher Daniels got into Adam Page's face and eats a right hand for his trouble, and Christopher Daniels pleads that he was Adam Page's friend but was boot in the face as Adam Page went to the back yelling at Christopher Daniels to stay out of his business, which was that was fun, guys, and good, in my opinion, and good. Then Jay White is backstage saying they aren't starting 2025. I'll say it again. Jay White is backstage saying they aren't ready 2025 out. I'll say it again. They aren't ready 2025 out the way, and he wanted, as he is not the AEW World Champion, and Jay White wanted to be champion, which I agree. I wanted Jay White to be champion at World's End, but it didn't happen. But Wheeler Yuta cost him his moment, and Jay White promised he will show Wheeler Yuta how he feels, as words wouldn't do its justice, and he'll win the top spot in the next week's Casino Gauntlet and make his way to Jon Moxley in the world title. And it's nothing personal to Roderick Strong and Swerve Strickland, but they will bring. I'll say it again. I'll repeat it again. It's nothing personal to Roderick Strong and Swerve Strickland, but they will breathe with the sling blade, with the swing blade, which was good, guys. Then we had the Hart Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin with MVP defeating the Acclaim, Anthony Bowens and Matt Caster. I mean, the match wasn't good, but the aftermath was good, though. But the match, not my cup of tea, but let's talk about it. Matt Caster holds up a fan sign that says Anthony Bowens will be fine before we get pre-recorded comments from them. And Anthony Bowens Anthony Bowens asked Matt Caster if he hits him with the Ring of Honor title on Pursuit a few weeks ago, and Matt Caster said no, he didn't. And Matt Caster says for Anthony Bowens to get focused, as tonight is the Hart Syndicate, there's no scissoring or rapping. It's Anthony Bowens and the best wrestler alive. And the Acclaim immediately argues about who should start, and resulting in Bobby Lashley running over both of them and launching Matt Caster. I'll say it again. I said Matt, didn't I say? Matt Caster. I said Matt. I mean to say Matt Caster. Max Caster with an overhead belly to belly. Excalibur brought up MVP and getting Max Caster a business card. I'll repeat it again. Excalibur brings up MVP getting Max Caster a business card, and MVP says he took it too long to answer. Well, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin both said they didn't want him, and Max Caster got off one back elbow before being clothesline outside, where Shelton Benjamin chucked him repeatedly into the barricade as Anthony Bowens just watched. Back inside, Max Caster floats over a suplex and dives for the Bowens hot tag, and Bowens was in after 30 seconds to Matt Caster blinds tags in, and they keep arguing. Anthony Bowens and Matt Caster keep arguing, which led to a suplex city from Shelton Benjamin on Max Caster, which one getting, I'll say it again, each one getting louder pops from the crowd, and Anthony Bowens drops off the apron and just watches Max Caster get his ass kicked as Bobby Lashley makes the tag and hits the Spear and Spinebuster and Hard Luck for the submission. And that's what happened right there, guys. Then Anthony Bowens says Matt Caster isn't the best wrestler alive, and he's a selfish asshole, and walks to the back. Which that was great. Love that though, but the match I was not really into. Then Swerve Strickland is backstage with Prince Nana interviewing by Alex Marvel and talks about tonight's three-way, and Swerve Strickland apologized for the fans who continue to chant his name as he's been distracted recently, but that changes tonight, and you'll remain everyone why, just like 2024, that 2025 will be Swerve's house. And Swerve Strickland says he will never he's never been in a Casino Scotland before, and asks Alex Marvels if he knows why. It's because he was always world champion when they happen. And Prince Nana wished everyone a happy new year before dancing off, which was great, guys. Which was great. Then we had a decent match right here. A decent match with Julia Hart and Jimmy Hayter, which was fun, guys, in my opinion. Julia Hart defeated Jimmy Hayter, and Julia Hart's first match back since her shoulder injury last April, as she slams Hayter down repeatedly by her hair, but Hayter keeping up, returning the favor, and Jimmy Hayter hits an awkward hip toss into a neck breaker, crimson Julia Hart in the corner with a sit splash to Julia Hart. Fought out with a clothesline to the back, to the outside, and Julia Hart wanted a crossbody off the apron, but was caught, and Jimmy Hayter wanted a suplex on the steps, but Julia Hart floated over and slammed Jimmy Hayter back first on the steps, and then Jimmy Hayter mounts her comeback as she wanted the lariat missing, but Hayter Breaker connects for two, and then taking away too much time to follow up, and Jimmy Hayter runs into a corner boot as Julia Hart wanted a moonsault rolled through, but hits a back heel trip for two, and Heartless was immediately, Heartless was applied, but Jimmy Hayter powers her way to her feet, and Julia Hart tries a crucifix counter, only for Jimmy Hayter to hit a DVD on the knee and sliding lariat for two, and Jimmy Hayter wanted a superplex, but Hart sweeps out the leg, and Hayter was launching her left and left rib cage, and Julia Hart pulls out an arrow as it was a distraction from the ref, who got it away, allowing Julia Hart to miss Jimmy Hayter and get the pin, and that's how she won. I'll repeat it again, Julia Hart to miss Jimmy Hayter and gets the win, and that's what happened, and that's how Jimmy Hayter lost to Julia Hart, and that's how Julia Hart won. And doctors checked on Jimmy Hayter in the post-match as she was rooting in pain. Then a video package on the latest chapter of the Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher rivalry is shown, with Ospreay getting his win back at World's End after losing to Fletcher at Full Gear, which was fun. Then we had a highlights of the incredible finish of the Continental Classic is shown in the finals between Okada and Ospreay. We then see the return of Kenny Omega as it presents Okada with the Continental title, and it turns into a Kenny Omega highlight package, and we're told Kenny Omega is coming next week, which is coming this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. He's coming to Dynamite this coming week, guys. We then see a video package for Okada, who says he proves he's the best tournament wrestler alive, and Okada told his little brother Will Ospreay, "Nice try," before telling Kenny Omega to stay out of his business, as how many times does he have to beat him? Then we had the Mercedes Moné New Year's celebration, I thought I thought it was fine for what it was, but it could have been better. The only reason why I like this statement is because it was hyping up for the match tonight that they're going to have for Wrestle Dynasty. That's the only reason why I like this was because she was hyping up her match with Mita Sudara. That's the only reason why I cared about this. So Mercedes Moné comes to the ring as commentary plugs Wrestle Dynasty this weekend, which is happening tonight in her NWGBW Strong Women's title match against Mita. And Monet does her signature line before throwing it to a highlight video package about, I'll say it again, a video package about herself and all of her Sports Illustrated rate top matches is shown, including her number one spot against Husky. I can't pronounce that word. Husky in New Japan. And Mercedes Moné says you haven't seen anything yet for what in store in 2025. And Mercedes Moné says Mita has something she wants, more gold. The World Pro Championship, and says Monet changes everything. And Excalibur says it's title versus title at Wrestle Dynasty, but the graphic only says the New Japan Strong Women's title. And this was a pretty nothing statement, which they said in their opinion. And other than a way to get Mercedes Moné on TV, but it's glad they showcased her run over the past few months, as no one has been able to hold a candle to her, which that's what they say. But in my opinion, the statement could have been better. It could have been better, guys. In my opinion, it could have been better. It was fine for what it was. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate because a lot of my other friends that are not AEW fans, they thought it was horrible, just awful. But that's just their opinion. But in my opinion, I think it was okay. But other people, you can say it was awful, but I thought it was okay for what it was. Then video package talking about Fight for the Fallen, partnering with the American Red Cross and her since charity and hope to help with Hurricane Hilly relievers and rebuilding for a sense effect. And Dex Harwood was shown for sending a check to the World Central. I'll say it again. Dex Harwood was shown for sending a check to the World Central Kitchen and Axville. I'll say it again. And Asheville Dream Center, and he donated 25,000, guys. 25,000, better than you know who, which we won't talk about. My channel is not about politics, but you know what I'm saying. Then we had Alex Marvels, I'll say it again. Alex Marvels is backstage. I'll repeat it again. Alex Marvels is backstage with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, as Cole says finally the Undisputed Kingdom is complete, and O'Reilly says they have it all covered in trios, tag team, and single and triple threats. And Strong says he couldn't have said it any better, as tonight he will win the match and remind them next week it's every man for themselves. Then we had this, guys. I'm telling you, man. Oh, man, I'm telling you, guys. I'm taking a little breather right now. Sorry about that. Then we had Jay White defeating Swerve Strickland and Roderick Strong to earn the number one spot for the next week, Casino Gauntlet, which was a banger. This was a banger triple threat. A banger. Just a banger. And the aftermath with Ricochet, which was great. Let's talk about it, guys. So Jay White, Alarisi did the swerve dance using a finger gun during Swerve Strickland's entrance, as it was a fast action right as the bell, and Jay White was sent outside as a flashing suplex sent Strong outside, allowing Strickland to hit a backflip over onto White to a huge ovation back inside, a sinister flying uppercut on Jay White, but Roderick Strong broke the count in double DDT from Jay White, who fires up a series of chomps before dumping both Roderick Strong and Swerve Strickland out front face suplex on the apron delivers to the both, but as everyone was back in the ring, Roderick Strong was the one who sent Swerve Strickland and Jay White crashing down onto one another, putting him in control during break, and they returned to all three fighting up in the corner. Well, where where everyone's crashing down with Swerve Strickland to his feet first. No pin attended, but Swerve Strickland was at House of Fire and powerbombing Roderick. I was thinking powerbombing Roderick Strong into Jay White into the corner before delivering a powerbomb into a power slam on Jay White as he wanted for a rolling flatlander, and Roderick Strong counters into a cold breaker on Swerve Strickland and an ankle slam and a Tiger Driver on Jay White for two, and Swerve Strickland returns and hits a standing swerve stomp on Roderick Strong, but misses a Hell's Claw, and Jay White wanted a Blade Runner, misses as Swerve Strickland hits the rolling flatlander, and Swerve Strickland wanted a swerve stomp, but Roderick Strong cuts him off, and Jay White rolls to the floor as Swerve Strickland was left to decide who to go after and settle on Roderick Strong, and pump kick to Roderick Strong on the apron as Swerve Strickland walks the barricade and hits another to Jay White till Ricochet appears and pops Swerve Strickland in the head with a golden pair of scissors. Staring him down and turn it into a single match as Roderick Strong and Jay White roll into the ring, where almost as sizzling Jay White hits a Blade Runner for the win, and that's how Jay White defeated Roderick Strong and Swerve Strickland, man. Told you that was a banger, man. That was a banger in my opinion. Then the post match, Swerve Strickland is bleeding as Ricochet slowly steps over the barricade and holds the scissors up to Prince Nana, keeping him away, and Ricochet drives the scissors into the head of Swerve Strickland as his own shirt is covered in Swerve Strickland's blood as he was laughing medically, and Prince Nana tries wrestling a chair away from Ricochet, but was shoved aside, and Ricochet hits a chair shot to the back in the ring. Ricochet places Swerve Strickland on the chair and hits the spirit gun, and Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong got in the ring and made the save as Ricochet bells and continues to laugh his ass off before leaving, and Swerve Strickland was checked on by the Undisputed Kingdom as doctors as the fade to the break, which was great. With Ricochet turning heel was great, which was great. I want more of Ricochet like that. I want more Ricochet like that, man. I'm telling you. That was awesome. Then back from the break, I'll repeat again, back from the break, Alex Marvels is backstage with Jay Legal and Sunday Dunn and Sinam Singh, who say they haven't heard from Jeff Jarrett all day, and Jeff Jarrett walked up and they said whatever he plans, they support him 100%. They just want him to make sure this is what he wants to do. And Karen Jarrett walks in and says this business is what brought them together, but knows this is what has broken him at times. But Jeff Jarrett wants, she wants, and I'll say it again, what Jeff wants, she wants, and they're unbreakable as she hands him his wrestling boots and Jeff walks off. Going to take a little breather here, guys, and then we'll talk about the Mariah May backstage statement and stuff. So I'm going to take a little breather here. We're back, guys. Mariah May is backstage and says was asking to stop saying bad things about the women's division and mockingly did so before saying she has had more matches than any other woman. They were busy faking injuries and as fallen as fallen ascensions, not remembering who they were. Well, May left a trail of breaking hearts and bodies and minds while everyone doesn't realize how good she was. And May is the epic, so it's time for another to prove themselves to her. She is the woman from hell, and you can't touch her, and she loves to see you try, which was awesome. That was freaking awesome. That backstage statement with Mariah May, which was awesome in my opinion. Then we had this. Then we had this. I really didn't care about this. I really didn't care. Really, really. But I have to talk about this. But I have to talk about this. It's the part of the show. So Jeff Jarrett announcement with a guitar set up in the ring, and Jeff Jarrett comes to the ring and says there are so many things he has to be thankful for in his career, and wishes everyone a slapping new year. And it's sad to start thinking about things coming to an end, but makes him think of how things begin. And Jeff Jarrett talks about his grandmother starting to sell wrestling tickets, and since changing his life, changing his family's life forward in high risk and high rewards. This decisions helping her get in the business, and his father becoming a wrestler and buying the promotion in Tennessee in 1986. When Jeff got in the industry, it simply led to starting his own promotion in 2002, which we already know, TNA. TNA, guys, that's TNA. So yeah, Jeff Jarrett started his own promotion in 2002, which was TNA, and a place that development of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And Jeff grabs his boot and asks if the last outlaw should run off into the sunset. I'll repeat it again, guys. Jeff grabs his boot and asks if the last outlaw should ride off into the sunset, which the answer should be yes. In my opinion, it should have been yes. It should have been yes, but it is what it is. The answer is no. So the answer is hell no. When you take the biggest risk and you get the biggest reward, so he signs his very last wrestling contract with AEW, and the Outlaw wants one ride, and it wants the AEW gold, which I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I do not want to see Jeff Jarrett hold the AEW World title. I'll be like this. I'll be like this if he's AEW World Champion. Back to the review, guys. Sorry about that. And he's talking about the biggest risk of his career, and he's entering the gauntlet this next week as his New Year resolution is wanted to become the AEW World Champion. We don't want to see you as AEW World Champion. Me, I don't want to see you as AEW World Champion. But you other fans, fine. But to me, Jeff Jarrett makes me. That's just my opinion. But carry away. But I respect him as a person. But his wrestling, I just don't care about Jeff Jarrett. I really don't care. Then we have Will Hobbs defeating John Cruz and Rob Killjoy, which my friends say job. Sorry about that, guys. But Will Hobbs defeated John Sue. I'll say it again. Sue. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Will Hobbs defeated John Screw and Rob Killjoy, which a lot of my friends said jobber, but I like saying their real names. But yeah, Will Hobbs defeated John Screw and Rob Killjoy, and Will Hobbs assistantly moans through poor and John John Screw before turning Killjoy inside out with a lariat and back. Also again, I repeat it again. Will Hobbs immediately moans through poor John Screw before turning Killjoy inside out with a lariat. Big splash in the corner to a snap power slam flatted Sue. I'll say again. John Sue. I'll say again. John Sue and massive spinebuster on Rob Killjoy as the strap lowers and John Sue with spinebuster into his partner for the easy Will Hobbs win, and that's what happened, and that's how Will Hobbs won, and I really didn't care about that match, but that's how he won. And then the commentators put over how if Will Hobbs is in the gauntlet next week, his number is called, and he has to be a favorite. He has to be a favorite. Then Alex Marvel is backstage asking Big Bill and Brian Keith where Chris Jericho is, and they say North Carolina is just okay. But Jericho isn't coming here because calling out the hometown hero rated FTR, who were getting ready for the main event. Big Bill says home is where you found yourself, and the Learning Tree found themselves in a positive to knock the hometown heroes down as a bunch of two. Brian Keith calls them a Brian Keith calls them a rated dumbass to Adam Copeland mocks them as Big Bill face stupid and challenge them a trios match. And that's what happened tonight on Collision. Tonight's Collision, we had rated FTR versus the Learning Tree. Then a memorance. And then we had a memorance photograph of Sweet Daddy G Key is shown. Legend, guys, another legend that passed away. Then MJF's post match at World's End is backstage. Also again, MJF post match at World's End is backstage. Congratulating MJF's post match at World's End is backstage. Congratulating Adam Cole on his win, but corrects himself and says that right, Adam Cole lost, and it took an army to beat him up after the match, and says thankful it's just like the chapter of Better Than You baby come to a close, but now it's time for retribution, and it's time to take back the Triple B, something that taken from him without him essentially losing and being paraded around in a briefcase, and question Jon Moxley what a king to be a god, and no one is on the level of the devil, and something Jon Moxley should know very well. MJF doesn't care if Moxley burns AEW to the ground, because in 2025 the devil gets his due. Part 2, I'm looking forward to MJF putting the Adam Cole feud behind him, which I'm really happy about it too. I'm really happy about that as well. And being back in the main event picture, I can't wait. I just can't wait, guys. Imagine MJF versus Jon Moxley, a part 2 between Jon Moxley and MJF. I can't wait for that, guys. MJF deserves to be AEW World Champion again. I love his promos, how MJF does his promos and how much he hates us fans and talks smack. I love it. I love it, man. And becoming a key player again in the new year. Then we had the main event. Guys. Then we had the main event. Let's talk about the main event, which was amazing tag team match, in my opinion. A lot of other people said that it sucked, but I thought it was good. Let's talk about it. Rated FTR, Adam Copeland and Dex Hardwood and Cash Wheeler defeated AEW World Champion Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta with Maria Shafir. Let's talk about it, guys. Justin Roberts announced Adam Copeland as the Rated R Superstar Cope, which I'm not going to go by Rated R Superstar Cope. And then they need to update the video board and entrance video going forward and stuff. And commentary plugs Claudio Castagnoli being sent as a mince by Jon Moxley and hurts his former protege, shooting Yu Mito at Wrestle Dynasty tonight. And they also talk about Sweet Daddy C-Key training Adam Copeland to become a wrestler and gives a nice tribute. And Wheeler Yuta and Dex Harwood start things off with Wheeler Yuta taking brutal chomps repeatedly till Adam Copeland tags. I'll say it again. Till Adam Copeland tagged and Wheeler Yuta bells and Claudio Castagnoli tagged. I'll say it again. Claudio Castagnoli tagged in a first time face off between the two as they trade shoulder blocks with either breaking the trade hip tosses as Claudio Castagnoli is sent over the top where Adam Copeland follows with a baseball slide and Claudio Castagnoli was sent into the apron as the ref was distracted and Maria Shafir posts Adam Copeland hard as things went to break with Jon Moxley standing essentially over a fallen Adam Copeland. And this was all Death Riders during break, essentially Adam Copeland, who finally got a backdrop on Wheeler Yuta to make the hot tag to cash. I'll say again, make the tag to. I'll say again. I'll repeat it again, guys. It was all Death Riders during the break, and Adam Copeland, who finally got a backdrop on Wheeler Yuta to make the hot tag to Cash Wheeler, to Cash Wheeler, to Cash Wheeler, to Cash Wheeler, who runs wild to a huge pop, nice fast, essentially with Wheeler Yuta and Cash Wheeler, who had countered in a flip frog into a snap power slam for two, and Dex Harwood back in, but Claudio Castagnoli is cut off a spike power driver since Dex Harwood counters a pop-up uppercut into a duplex as Wheeler Yuta nearly sold the pin for two, and Dex Harwood floats out of the corner with a crossbody for two, but Wheeler Yuta responds with an ankle slam for the double down, and Wheeler Yuta went up top but was cut off with a massive avalanche back duplex for two, and Cash Wheeler gets dumped by Claudio. I'll say it again. Cash Wheeler gets dumped by Claudio Castagnoli, who followed by hitting Adam Copeland with a big boot jackhammer from Claudio Castagnoli and a big splash from Wheeler Yuta got a near fall as they went from another commercial break almost at the top of the hour, and Adam Copeland and Jon Moxley both tag in and slug it out as everyone in the crowd are on their feet, and Adam Copeland splits out of Death Riders and hits the Implanter DDT, but Moxley bails before the spear could hit, and Adam Copeland was out after him, and they brawled into the crowd and since made their way back to the ring where Jon Moxley blinds tags Wheeler Yuta, and Adam Copeland was planned with a DDT as Wheeler Yuta singles for the spear, but runs into a pop-up lighter bomb for two, and Adam Copeland wanted a spear, but had his legs pulled out by Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. And stretching him on the post, and Cash Wheeler made the save, wanted a dive, but Claudio Castagnoli hits a cinch charging uppercut and puts a stop to it, and Claudio Castagnoli and Jon Moxley clear off the commentary table as Jon Moxley kissed Tony Schiavone on the cheek before teasing a pile driver, but Adam Copeland backdrops him. All the distraction allows Jay White to appear and lay out Wheeler Yuta with a Blade Runner. Adam Copeland tackles Jon Moxley through the barricade as back inside Wheeler Yuta eats a shatter machine and spear to get Adam Copeland the pin, and Raider FTR celebrates as the show went off. And I give this dynamite. I'll say it again. I said collision, didn't I? Almost. I give this dynamite a 7 out of 10, guys. A 7 out of 10. I almost said collision. I give this AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen a 7 out of 10, guys. A 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10, guys. A 7 out of 10. It was a decent show. I liked it, guys, and it was a decent show in my opinion. This is Christopher Jackson Denver. I'll say it again. This is Christopher Jackson Denver. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always, guys. And this is Christopher Jackson Denver, and we're out.